morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gents. My name is Dennis Beloga, and I'm representing DB Fragrance here on YouTube. First off, thank you for coming and watching this video. And today we're going to be going over 5 different fragrances for special occasions / date nights. So before I actually get into this video, I'd like to apologise for dressing so extravagantly. I'm about to attend something quite formal, so please excuse the crazy outfit. Right, so at number 5, we have 2 different fragrances, but they also clone the same thing. So we have Albertagna's High-End Classic, and we also have Maison Alhambra's Dark Door Intense. So I bought this one for roughly 17 Great British pounds. It's just over $20 US, and this one costs more around 25 Great British pounds, which is about $30 US. They both clean the same thing, which is Dior Intense, and they're both really fantastic clones, I must say. So in my last video, I was speaking about Dark Door Intense. It was an honourable mention in my 5 fall and winter fragrances, and my opinion still hasn't changed, and it's a beautiful, very upper class sort of fragrance. It's got a lot of iris, a lot of orris, and it's got a lovely sort of lipsticky sort of iris smell that Dior Intense has, and it's very similar. I'd say about 80 to 90% similar to the original. And Clan Classic, also beautiful fragrance. I'd say this is about 80 to 90% similar as well. Regardless, this is also a beautiful fragrance, and the bottle design is quite nice as well. It's a beautiful sort of, it's not exactly grey, it's a sort of gunmetal, not even gunmetal, like a bright sort of finish on the bottle. Regardless, a beautiful bottle, beautiful presentation, and the juice is quite similar as well. So as a viewer, you're wondering, why did you put 2 fragrance clones of the same fragrance? And here's why. So with Dark Door Intense, I would say that this fragrance has more of a bright sort of approach. It's still got the like super lipsticky sort of iris smell. Actually, I'd say it has more lipsticky iris than High-End Classic, but either way, I prefer this one because it comes off more bright, more lipsticky, and overall, in my opinion, it comes off as a sort of closer dupe. But at the same time, I put High-End Classic because this has more wearableness. It's less harsh in the opening. This one is much sweeter than Dark Door Intense. It also lasts longer than Dark Door Intense. Just under a $10 difference in them. But if you want more sillage, projection, and warmth, go for this one. If you want something that's closer to the original and don't really worry about the sillage projection that much, go for this one. Absolute no-brainer. The projection on sillage on this fragrance is about 78 hours of longevity, and projection I'd say 1 to 2 hours maximum. And with this one, this is easily 1.5 to 2 hours of projection, but lasts about 9 to 10 hours. Very good. Both fragrances absolutely beautiful, and when I think of these fragrances, I think of, as previously mentioned, Batman, Bruce Wayne, dark suit, very elegant, sort of no BS. And even though it lacks that sweetness that most of these date night fragrances have, it's also quite serious. It is still sweet, but still has that seriousness that Dior Intense has. But yeah, Dior Intense has been a popular fragrance for nearly decades at this point. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's the #1 ranked fragrance on Fragrantica, or at least the most popular or highly rated. I'm not too sure, I'll have a look. Either way, 2 clones, no-brainers, beautiful, beautiful fragrances. Number 5. Now at number 4, this one is one that is quite lesser known, but if you get your hands on the bottle, this will last you quite an eternity. This is Koshani's Oud Safran, and I actually picked this up in Basingstoke. I went to a mall and a seller convinced me to smell this, and I was taken aback. Now this is a very sort of dark oudy scent. A lot of oud, saffron, rose, patchouli, and incense, and it's very, very, very heavy on the incense. And what I mean by that is, after spraying this, I'd say 1 to 2 sprays is more than enough. I have about 150 fragrances in my collection, and out of all of them, this outperforms every single one of them. Now this fragrance isn't the most beginner friendly. It is very sort of polarizing. It is very in your face. It is very animalic. It's not that Western type of oud, it's that Eastern, or at least Middle Eastern oud. Regardless, it's a very beautiful Arabian fragrance. When I think of an Arabian fragrance, I think of this. And yeah, very elegant, got some rose in there, patchouli and a ton of incense to bring it all together. Absolutely beautiful fragrance, and if you got the cash, it's only around 60 Great British pounds, and on the US I reckon it's about $70. But this bottle here could last your lifetime because you only need 1 to 2 sprays. The oil concentration is super thick as well, lasts days on your skin. Extremely strong, extremely projecting, and if that's what you care about, smelling good, luxurious and projection, no brainer man, go for this one. Right, so in the number 3 spot we have one that you've sort of seen before. This one's quite well known. This is Badéal Oud for Glory. Now, I reviewed this fragrance a couple of days ago, like a week ago, and it's really impressed me. I've had this fragrance for about 3 years and it does not disappoint. It's quite similar to the previous Khoshani fragrance, but this is much more wearable. You could wear this in the hoodie if you wanted to. It still has that sort of Arabian oud smell, so it is still quite hard to wear, but it's much more wearable than the last one. I purchased this fragrance for roughly 12 to 15 Great British pounds, which is roughly just shy of under $20 US, and it lasts a long time, especially with the juice. It's definitely worth the price. Slightly fresher, slightly more green, slightly more shower jelly, just easier to wear overall. And the differences I get in this one compared to the last fragrance is you still get the oud, you still get the patchouli, and you still get the saffron, but you get a sort of sweetness that is quite similar to Maison Francis Couillon's Baccarat Rouge. That's what makes it slightly more wearable. So for a special occasion or a date night, I reckon men would be able to wear this one easier than the previous fragrance. Regardless, if you still want an oud fragrance which is safer to wear but still gets you just the same amount of compliments, actually in fact more compliments because this is easier to like than the last one, then by all means go for this one. Lattafa's Badéal Oud for Glory. Right, so coming in very strong at the number 2 place. This is a fragrance that I've loved so much that the bottle that I'm showing you is actually empty, but I'm gonna get a new one soon because I need to refill on this. This is Lattafa's Khabra Kahwa, and it's basically Lattafa's Hamra but with coffee in it. Now, before I actually get into this fragrance, I will say that a lot of fragrance reviewers have said it smells similar to the Khamra. It has the same sort of DNA, and I will agree, it does have the same DNA, but I think this smells completely different from the original. It's got a nice fresh zingy ginger in the opening, which makes it more sparkly and more sophisticated. It's got sort of dried fruits, it has candied fruits, I think it is, or something like that, which gives it a more sort of sugary sweetness. And the coffee, it's not your regular sort of Killian's Black Phantom sort of coffee. It's a very sort of luxurious Arabian sort of cappuccino. It's very strong, very sort of dark, but at the same time the projection and sillage on this is absolutely amazing. This is one of my favorites, if not my favorite going out fragrance, and this is absolutely beautiful. If I were to have 5 fragrances for life, I would keep this up there because it's so bloody cheap and it's such a beautiful fragrance. I've received so many compliments for this fragrance, and yeah man, beautiful coffee, candied fruits, amazing zingy ginger, sophisticated, classy, absolutely beautiful. This is Lattafa's Khamra Kahwa. And last but certainly not least, this has been one of my favorite fragrances to wear as a no-brainer going out sort of fragrance. It smells absolutely beautiful. Here's a clue, it has a truckload of patchouli, but my god, I love this. This is this is Maison Alhambra's Cassius, and where do I start, man? This is a dupe of Parfum de Marly's Carlisle, and it is a damn good one. Extremely cheap as well. This cost me roughly 15 Great British pounds. Yeah, 15 Great British pounds, and it smells so much more expensive than it is. I sometimes try to gatekeep this so that the price of this doesn't rise because it is so good. I smelled this, and I've also smelled other clones like Borouge, Perlador, but I don't think there's that much difference between this one and Perlador. Perlador has this sort of, in the dry down of Perlador, that one has more of a Arabian sort of tinge. It's got some oud in it which it mixes together. But regardless, Cassius by Maison Alhambra is a beautiful patchouli-forward fragrance. Smells very dark, but at the same time quite wearable. When I think of this fragrance, I think of a man riding a motorcycle, but more of a sports bike. Not a Harley Davidson, I'm thinking more of a Ducati or a Yamaha, a sports bike, going through the city at night at like 100 miles an hour or so on and so forth. Beautiful night out fragrance, and I absolutely love this. When I don't know what to wear on a special occasion or on a date, I'd say this is an absolutely beautiful fragrance, and if you have the money, this is an absolute no-brainer. I blind bought this last year and I've gone through 4 bottles of this fragrance because it is just that good. I wear this during the daytime as well, and even though there's a lot of patchouli in this, I still wear this during the daytime because I love this fragrance so much. But regardless, yeah, patchouli, vanilla, rose, green apple. I think it's a bit of tobacco, but I don't think it's actually in the notes. But mainly patchouli, nutmeg, vanilla, rose and green apple. Cloning Parfums de Marley Carlisle. This is Maison Alhambra's Cassius. Either way guys, thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. I've tried to fix the mic up there. The mic's looking at me in the eyes actually. It probably hates me because I've been screaming at it for so long, but either way, I'll try to fix the mic the best way I can. If it still sounds super loud, super tinny, I do apologise for that. But regardless guys, thank you so much for watching this YouTube video and stay tuned for more videos. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that post notifications button in case I do make any more uploads relating to anything that you like. And once again, actually, do not hesitate to write down in the comments any sort of suggestions or ideas you have, or what I should review, or how I should format my videos. My videos are here to help inform you about any sort of fragrances you want or anything like that. So if anything, help me help you. Either way guys, thank you so much for watching this YouTube video and have a great evening. Good night.